Oh, that's what you were looking for.
Yeah, couldn't find it. I was sitting there, I put them all down. Like, I knew there was this one. This came in, I think, World's Fair.
Right. Oh, hold on 1 second.
Your voice has gone crazy loud.
Yep. I bumped my mic, and so sometimes when that happens, I get this weird thing. So
your voice has gone deeper.
Yeah, that's what happens when I bump my mic.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to probably start over.
Okay, no worries.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so putting this in as an outtake. Hello, you. Welcome to Geekism, and welcome back to Uzuri Gardens, episode 9, Mass Bandit.
Woo! 9 episodes. I'm excited.
Yeah, you'll be in double figures next week.
I know. I get to do episode number 10.
Ah, the big one. The last one. No, it's not the last one.
Surprise! Whole park will be done in a week.
Finished. You want to see how much I've done this week? It's crazy. Three. It is crazy, but for the opposite reason, unfortunately. I haven't had much. I know we say this every week, but I really haven't had much playtime this week at all. Just with like people visiting and stuff before we move, you know.
No, I understand. You have a merch store. You need to get an Uzuri Gardens t-shirt that says I didn't get much done this week.
Yes, I went to Uzuri Gardens and didn't get much done.
I would buy one.
Yeah, but no, genuinely, like literally got about 3 or 4 hours played this week, unfortunately. So when I sat down, I knew I was kind of only going to get one proper session in the game this week. So I had to kind of toss up what to do because the sea lion area still needs some work, you know. And then just in general, the park needs a little bit of tidying up, right?
Right. Yeah, there are lots of little areas where we're missing some, you know, like you said, planters that are needing to be filled in or just angles that are barren. But yeah, well, that's kind of what I'm going to be tackling.
There was a cut there. I have no idea where I'm going to cut it, so I'm going to point it out. We lost audio for a second, but it's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was the problem is, because I knew I wasn't going to have long, I thought I'm either going to have to do all that sort of tidying up, but I won't really have much of a video to show then. So so I decided to start tackling a new area for a few reasons. One, it means I can have something to show for the video, you know, always think of the thumbnail. Yep. But then also it gives you a bit of a stepping off point to carry on there while I'm away for a little while.
Yep, and that's exactly, like, I tend to work really well with that when I have a direct, okay, this is the direction we're heading, so I'll just go and continue to add on to that.
Cool. So without further ado, let's go and actually have a look.
Head on in.
There's a couple of little bits I've done, but it's really not worth sort of showing.
Okay.
Just some little like tidy, like this wall I've started filling in now, so that's done.
Oh, okay, yeah, look at that.
But again, just sort of covering up the ground. It still needs fences and stuff, you know.
Sure.
And I might as well show it because I haven't really got much to show. The only other thing I did was started working on we said really good point, by the way. A lot of people were saying that we need some sort of fire door here, right?
Yeah, we'll have some fire exits for the bug enclosure.
Yeah, but then I thought we still need an actual sort of proper backstagey entrance as well. So we've now got that crazy slope down.
That's all right.
which actually which kind of height wise is underground there. So this will all be sort of held up with framework.
Such.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good though.
But other than that, that's about it. So we've got your awesome elephants.
They're still a work in progress. We're going to finish them up.
Yeah.
What do you want in the middle here? What do you think?
Here, I've got no idea actually. Yeah, thinking about
it.
I mean, like maybe a little flat could work. I don't know whether it's a bit too close to the elephants here. I don't know. But maybe like a little flat here as well. Do you know, it'd be really good actually. They're quite common over here. I don't know about over in the States, but there's a little flat ride that are elephants. And they just go round, but you've got a little joystick in them that can make them go up and down.
Oh, like the Dumbo ride.
Yeah, like the Dumbo road.
Disney.
Yeah, but like much more janky. There's like a traveling fair version of it. That goes around. Like one of those would be awesome here, but you know, we
all we have is the thing with the witch.
It's basically it's that ride, but not
on a smaller scale.
Yeah,
sure.
That'd be
right,
good.
so
but I don't know, or if not, maybe just maybe like a picnicky area or something. I don't know. I really don't know.
I'll give it a go and see what we can see. Maybe just more elephant information. Like, who knows? I'll come up with something.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
doesn't
Cool.
Suck, hopefully.
So anyway, we now come up to here to young. I think his name's Tejidcam.
Oh, I think they're that's a common name.
Yeah, it's T Edgedcam. His name is
T Edgedcam.
Up to the floating bits over there. But now
we're having a Pandora area.
Yeah, that's what that. Yeah, the Pandora backstage is that over there. And then we're coming to here, which is a new area. So this is on the left here is pretty much final. So this is okay. But then obviously this big green area will be most likely foliage.
I see a ride.
But yeah, we've got a ride in and we've got a large entrance here. So this is going to be an African village themed area that's going to be mostly sort of like food outlets, gift shops, flat ride or two. But its main purpose is going to be the entrance to the actual safari.
Right. And that was because that was your main plan all along, was to have this. We started with a safari park, and it's kind of exploded from there.
Yeah, it's kind of the problem is that you need stuff leading up to the safari, right? It's not
right.
There are some places that literally just have a safari where you drive your own car around or whatever.
Right,
but we obviously want to do more of this sort of like themed park idea. So you can't just have like people walking through the door and the safari being there. You know, like you've got to.
Right. This is much more Busch Gardens.
Yeah, exactly. Islands of Adventure, Animal Kingdom, Busch Gardens. They both have a safari ride, but. You know, it's towards the back of the park, I guess, as you look in the front. So we kind of get up to there, and we nearly are there now, you know, so we're nearly up to it. So this is going to be the beginning of that moving into safari. Basically, all this land here behind you, behind the sign here, this will eventually be safari.
Cool.
So it's called Jaguar Market. Jaguar is Swahili for village.
Village market.
Yeah, I originally wanted to call it market. I wanted whatever, but that's the Swahili word for market just wasn't. It just didn't pass very well, you know. I can't remember.
No, sometimes we ran into that when trying to think of the name for a park.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Which Swahili word goes well with others, and But I like Jaguar.
Yeah, it sounds African, right? Sounds just like
that's a guy I love.
It's this archway and a couple of the buildings are based quite heavily on Harambe Market in Animal Kingdom, and they have the sign there, Harambe Market, and it says Harambe Village, I think it says, and it says 1980. The year for some reason. So as is 1986, because that's when I was born. So why not? And then we move in. So a little bit of backstage there. We'll look at that in a moment.
Oh, that fencing. I was trying to figure out what the heck that was. That's rope.
It's a FPS killer. That's what it is.
It's really cool, though.
Yeah, sometimes it's just I was just trying to find other options than just using in-game fencing or wood-be pieces, you know. So I was like, yeah, we'll have a mess around, and it works out quite well. Yeah. And then we come here to our first building, which is it says guest house. This is just a facade, though, you know. Wouldn't actually be used for anything. So one thing I showed you a bit of this while it was a work in progress this week, and one thing I said I was kind of struggling with is making it look grungy, you know, making it look dirty.
Used.
Because even though it's a theme park, like the stuff in Animal Kingdom that we're kind of referencing from here, it really is quite like smashed up to bits, right?
Yeah, it's very like bordering on disrepair.
And it's quite tricky to do in the game with the pieces we've got.
Planko's just too damn pretty.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, it's not. You know, it's not made. For
it's too polished.
There's a few bits and bobs. There's a few bits of sort of temple ruins and stuff that you can kind of work with that I have on another building that I'll show you in a minute. And with the windows as walls technique, you can kind of you can get.
That's really good. I like it a lot. I think it looks even more convincing than when you use it in the main entrance area. I like it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So we're getting there with it, and because of the windows and walls as well, we can do this. We can get the windows here sort of set back, and the doorways here rather than have them sort of stick on, because that
door looks so good. Like that's an in-game door, right?
It's two in-game doors stuck together. Yeah, it's one of the World Fair ones. Just sort of flipped around to.
I see.
Oh yeah, the inside of this building. Look at this. That kind of shows you.
How many pieces is this building?
Enough.
A lot.
I'm not going to scare you. But yeah, I'm kind of happy with. I don't think it's quite there yet. I think it needs a little bit more detailing to kind of really grunge it. But
we might want to, since we're going all in with our piece count with hashtag Windows as walls. There's a little piece, the Roman candle. Can do really good for like gutters and stuff. People have been using.
Yeah.
So that might be something to look just to add some more detail to the building to kind of clutter it up.
Yeah. I did try and use like art shapes sunk in to do cracks, but I just wasn't happy with how it was coming together. So
I like the Street Fox coffee sign there.
Yeah. Again.
So.
I was just looking for a few things I could use, like with the problem is with the billboards. This is the smallest billboard, basically,
and it's so bright.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing is I've just kind of thrown that image in off Google as well. To be honest, normally with the images on billboards, I throw them into Photoshop and really drag the brightness down and drag the contrast up a little bit and do some stuff with them because of how the game just only on my PC or some PCs. Like I remember talking to SP Ridley. Oh, I remember SP Ridley. I remember talking to him ages ago about it, and it worked okay for him. But for some reason, whenever I save them and throw them in the game, they always come out super bright. And I know for a lot of other people they do as well. So normally I do a bit of work on them, but I need to go back and throw.
Like
it in
I wish there was a way to make it look like the edges were tattered. And stuff. Like,
basically an alpha channel would be really great.
Yeah,
if we could have an
alpha
that's
channel.
What I kept.
If people are interested in making decals.
Oh, okay.
Decals.
You're willing to have some theme maker stuff in now, are you? Because there's a really good bicycle on the workshop that
go for it.
saves me using this thing.
Have you noticed stability increase? Like,
I have.
My loading times are better. My loading time is better.
I had a crash. I had one crash building this. Didn't lose much, luckily.
Okay.
But I did have a crash. But we were having crashes before Theme Maker's Toolkit, so
Yeah. If the piece is warranted, I think that would be cool.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good to know. But yeah, so that's the idea there. And I basically used the grid piece to put this huge plaza. Now whether or not it stays this big, it's pretty large to be honest. But I kind of want.
I would assume it'd probably be narrow, like just. But if this is going to be the main safari,
what I was thinking is the safari entrance kind of to be over this way. Bear with me, my middle mouse button's on the way out, and that's what I used for looking around. Safari entrance over this way. So yeah, maybe, and obviously I'd like a couple of. I was thinking maybe here. Like a pretty decent sized restaurant with quite a bit of seating outside, maybe to kind of take up a lot of this space, and then the path that goes off that way to the safari.
Cool.
And then the other thing I did was another building here. By the way, the name of the guest house is called Kunguni. guest house. That's Swahili for bed bugs.
Oh my god!
Which I thought was quite good. And then over here we have Kurukaputo balloon tours. Kurukaputo's flying balloon.
Okay.
Flying balloon tours, and
Cool.
it means we can get a flat in as well, which I thought was quite good. So
I
my first
really like
road
that.
has now gone in, and this again is one of the slightly higher themed flats, but it's original from the original game. But I think it's okay. I've been on one of these that pretty much looks like this,
Yeah, I don't think it's too outrageous because the problem we always have with the theme drives are the ones that are specifically themed to one style. Like this could be lots of different things. This is just traditional, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so I've sort of brought in some sort of like umber colours with it and stuff to kind of it comes in quite pastely and a bit bright. So I brought in some deeper reds and yellows and greens and stuff, and I think it fits the theme quite well. That sort of adventure-y, and you can have balloon safaris, right? That's a thing.
I have no idea.
Sure.
Yes, you absolutely can.
Hot air balloons across like the Serengeti and stuff.
That'd actually be really cool.
Is a bit of a thing they can do. So it all kind of ties in with that, really.
Okay.
So yeah, again, still a bit of a whip, but the entrance is here by this balloon tours, and again with the sort of windows as walls, you're able to do really cool.
I like this a lot.
Stuff here. I'm much happier with this one than I am that one. To be honest,
I think it's just the size. It's easier to make something look dilapidated if it's smaller.
Yeah, I think so. But also with the adventure pieces, you're able to get really nice detail down the edges here. You see with this sort of stuff. So yeah, really happy with how that all sort of turned out. Really,
looking really nice. That's looking really nice. And I love all the clutter all around.
Yeah, again with this theme, I like the others.
More of that.
It's all clutter, man. That really what makes it for me, I think. And then we had a bit of space here in the front. I don't know whether this passes or not, but I kind of like the ideas of all these being banana crates and the bananas have grown. I don't know. I don't know. That's a thing.
Well, I like it as I like it as a wall for a planter.
Yeah.
Like as a planter wall, I totally buy that. Like that's nice.
It just kind of had to cover that little edge there, And then
sure.
I'm kind of in love with these chain link fences with wood around them.
Oh, is that how it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It really
Love
makes
the
it
fences.
look. Really
you
makes
have
it
them over the
different.
window too, right?
Yeah. It really makes it look like a different piece, right? If you just get some wood around it, it gets that sort of. One thing I noticed from looking at both Harambe village and also just actual African villages, there's a real kind of juxtaposition between traditional building styles and very new materials. So they'll think of nothing of having like a thatch roof with like tarpaulin next to it, that kind of like they pretty much use whatever they can get hold of, I suppose, is where it comes from.
Sure.
So they have this very traditional sort of original style, but then on top of it is stuck quite modern things. So you'll get like electrical lights stuck over where wood, fire torches used to be, and all that kind of thing. So that's kind of something I'm going to go for here a little bit. So you'll see we've got quite a sort of stucco-y building, but then they'll just be like aircon.
Oh, sure. Okay, I get what you're saying.
And like wooden, but then like metal frame, like basically whatever, whatever they can get hold of to get used and stuff. So that was kind of what I've gone for here with the clutter, rather than just using the sort of pirate barrels. You'll find a lot of the oil barrels around as well. That kind of.
No, that makes total sense. Yeah.
Juxtaposition between the stuff, So unfortunately, that's it. That's what I've got to show. And like, it ain't much. Yeah, it ain't much, but it's.
But it's a great jumping off point for sure. I can take this now. Now that I see where your vision is, I can definitely go and look. I'm going to look at Animal Kingdom. I'm going to look at other places and see what I can see if I can't get stuff that fits here. I think it'll be really good.
But then also, you could take it and sort of. It's still, I think, early enough for you to kind of put your own spin into it as well, and see if we can go somewhere with it. Don't just use it as what I say goes. You know what I mean? Like
right, exactly.
But one thing I will say is they have a lot of hanging like flags, wires, and stuff.
A lot of aerial clutter.
Again, another cut. No idea where it's going to go. This is like the shortest one we've ever done. It's going to be a hell of a long recording.
Heavy
session. Edited. So let's take a look in Tejikam then and see where this is and where we're kind of working off from. So we're over. I've slowed down the camera for some sexy shots I was doing before. There we go. So here we go. We've got elephants. again, sort of still a bit of a whip. So we're going to have sort of backstage coming up to them, basically here, right?
Yep.
Elephants.
And some things. I'm still debating what to do with that glass roof.
Okay.
A lot of people think we'll have cooked elephants.
Well,
I don't know. Like,
there are some of the ones I've looked at have glass roofs, but
and
I guess
it's not like there's not HVAC. There's not like there's going to be airflow. And that I've noticed I've extended the backstage area a bit, so we can, if I have to, I can extend that building
and have a covered bit as well, maybe. But I guess we'd like some like shaded glass or something. I guess could be a thing. Yeah. But yeah, a few of the ones I looked at have glass roofs, so I think it's not done. You know.
Right.
But otherwise, yeah. So a little bit of clean up here and stuff. So
yeah.
And then we come over here. So there's the bug house. Hippos again. So Hippos backstage is going to get shifted to over here, basically. In fact, this backstage is going to basically come up to whatever the back of this building is. So
sure,
whatever happens here, like this will all be backstage, and I'll show you up there as well. But here's where we've got it. So it's slightly higher. We've raised the incline a little bit, so it's slightly higher up build. But here's basically what we've got. So we've got an entrance here, and then we'll have another one, I think. Again, it's all very temporary at the moment, but the plan will be to have another one that comes out to this way. And then this whole building eventually comes up to what will be...
Look, arrows.
Yeah, arrows. Again, this is all temporary. This is just my sort of thoughts, you know.
Sure.
Up to a safari station that goes out one way. Things popped up. No, go away. I've got this weird thing where Chrome pops up with like notifications from random websites now. There we go. So it comes out this way, and then this kind of all this area here will be safari. There we go.
Big safari.
Yeah, well, again, you know, we don't have to use all of it, but I kind of want to kind of give people an idea of where we're heading, and then this backstage that will look after sea lions and hippos and whatever's here, and then also be like the backstage for the base camp of safari. You know, whatever they need. Again, still haven't read the PDF yet on safaris, but whatever, you know.
I'm sure it's lengthy.
Yeah. But the garage for the vehicles and stuff, and that kind of thing. Yeah. They probably need like a little first aid unit and stuff, all that kind of stuff can kind of be along here, with akin to be backstage. And then there's also the opportunity to have maybe a little bit of the backstage open as part of the safari, like as they sort of come through and say, here's where we look after the sick animals, or what, something like that, like a bit of almost like a backlot tour. I don't know, maybe that's an option. And then the other thing we can show you today, seeing as I haven't got that much done, I need something to make this an interesting episode, is that here says safari, over here it says this is Sil 5.
What is that? Well, okay, so that's Swahili. What is that Swahili for?
That's Swahili for Silverette's going to come and build a coaster for us. That's what that's.
A lot of people have been like, "Wait, is he coming?" It's been mentioned in the comments. So yes, confirm.
Yes, we can now confirm that. Yeah, Sylvie's coming to do one. So how it's going to work then is I'm going to wrap up this episode, pass it on to Mass. We're going to have episode 10, just Mass normal episode. Doing whatever he wants to do, and then he's going to pass it on to Silverette, who's going to build our first coaster that's going to be accessible from this sort of shanty area. Okay, so we're giving him completely free reign, right? But the idea will be that sort of station sits here, and then the edge of the coaster takes us basically to the road. And kind of comes around and does whatever he wants to do.
The coaster hugs the edge of the park.
Yeah, basically the edge of the park, and then comes around, and this is all very rough area. But one thing we need to speak to him about, see whether he can do, is this backstage at some point needs to get to the road. Right. And it's not unheard of to have coasters go over backstage.
Oh, no.
So I think that's
they
probably
need access to it as well.
Yeah, so I think that's probably what we'll have to end up doing, is having a backstage that basically, so all this, really high themed here, but at some point the coaster's going to go out into whatever, grassland and whatever. So yeah, we're going to try and see if he can leave us room, or even have a go at himself, I don't know, to get whatever this backstage area
we're going to give
becomes.
him free reign to do whatever it is he wants to do.
And that'll be like a good chunk. Now, we're gonna have a go at doing a coaster each, right, as well. That's going to be long-term goal. Is three coasters, a decent one, and then one
or
that
maybe
we
I'll
do
hire
ourselves.
Kinderly and pretend I made it.
Yeah, sure. We'll be able to tell, Master. We'll be able to tell. So that's the idea. So kind of in my head, what I was thinking is so a coaster sits this side. We have Safari, another coaster kind of sitting, maybe even on sort of a long here. That's kind of an African theme. And then the other theme I would like to do, based on what's sort of popping up on the workshop at the minute as well, is kind of like, I'm going to sound a little bit disingenuous now as a European that doesn't know any better, but kind of like North American.
Okay.
You know, like, well, I'm thinking totem poles. Who's totem poles?
I'm pretty sure that's like Inuit, but yeah, that's North American. I mean, it is. North American, there's a lot. Like, you can go southwest, you can go, like the Pueblos. There's the traditional thing people think of when they think of Native Americans. But
that kind of sort of on the box art kind of Native American is what like what the Europeans got. So like we got Native Americans, big feather headdresses, wigwams, that kind of thing.
Yep.
And then with that, the animals we've got wolves, bears. Like maybe
if someone wants to make a bison,
maybe a couple of things that maybe don't quite fit in the safari, like a big elk, like with the ones with the really big horns, like elks, moose, that kind of thing. So that'd be really awesome. I think would be to kind of just to give us that sort of third, sort of themed, box off themed area, And then the other thing I'd really like to do is penguins. I suppose they would come under African, because actually
rockhopper penguins,
and like there's Madagascar penguins,
or are they South American?
One thing I will say is there's not that many that live like in the Antarctic, like you would expect,
Actually, emperor penguins.
Yeah, actually, quite a lot of them live sort of a bit further up. There's even penguins on the equator. I think there are penguins on the British Isles somewhere.
Really?
Yeah. Because I remember having a huge argument with somebody once. We were playing one of those games, where you stick a card on your head, and you don't know, and you ask questions about who you are.
Yeah.
And I was a penguin. It was like a kids' game we were playing with a few kids, and I'd asked. I'd figured out that we were a wild animal that was smaller than a whatever. That couldn't be found in the wild in the UK, and that really threw me off. And when I finally got penguin, I was like, I'm pretty sure there are penguins in the UK, like on one of the little sort of Scottish islands or something. It's not. They're not walking around London, but there are
clearly.
But I'm sure, yeah. So, but
you got Mr. Popper with you.
Yeah. But my point is, there are penguins sort of all over the world, really. So you kind of stick them in wherever you like. But I really want to do the penguin enclosure at some point as well, because they're one of my favorite animals to go and see. Other than that, have you got any sort of like big? Because you could probably get away with like two areas here, so one here.
The big cat, I like the big cat idea. Intrigues me. Wherever they end up being.
Well, that would be Africa, right? For some of them.
For lions at least.
Yeah. So the other option, the other
cheetahs.
the other big one would be like an Asian area, right?
Yeah, and that's where you would get your tigers and orangutans and
So that could work as well, I guess. But I think a coaster that's themed in the African area would be pretty cool. I think a coaster themed a little bit like what's the new one that's opening at Colin's Wonderland this year?
Oh, Yukon Strike.
Yeah, that kind of theme coaster could be pretty cool. Like big eagle. America, kind of, I know that one's
call it
Canadian,
Scree.
but I think that could work quite well as well. So we've got so many plans, and whilst we really appreciate the feedback in the comments, like people commenting saying, "Oh, you should do tigers," like. Yeah, it's a zoo. We're gonna do tigers. Any animals, like we're kind of limited with what goes up on the workshop, but we're building a zoo, so
things that have been on the workshop, you can anticipate them being in the park somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
but yes, as you can see, we are doing a safari.
Yeah,
so
big safari, big coaster.
And big Sylph.
Yeah, big Sylph.
That's the name of the coaster.
Yeah, Big Sylph, definitely. But we've got to obviously, depending on time zones and stuff, we'll try and get Sylv on next week, maybe, to kind of just like introduce himself. Not that people don't know who Silverette is, but you know,
right.
At the end of the episode,
just
we
can
kind
brainstorm
of talk
with
through.
him.
Yeah, definitely. But obviously, you know, that's 3 completely different time zones for us to line up. So we'll try our best
we'll
to
see what we can
to
do.
get it together. But if not, after episode 10. Which will obviously be the best episode, Masked.
Clearly.
Yeah.
I'm going to get all the park done. We said we were done at episode 10.
Yeah, 10 and done. 10 and done. Right, cool.
Boom.
We'll wrap up because we're going to start making claims that we can't keep. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like I say, sorry I didn't get that much done. Hopefully, the fact that it's a new area to work into kind of makes up for the fact that I haven't built that. Do you know what? Actually, looking at it, it's not that little. Like it's a nice
because
little
your
chunk.
plaza's so huge.
Yeah,
like, that's
I mean,
the issue.
Yeah, ignoring that, like if you actually look, I've got a bit done. Oh, that was the thing I didn't show you was this backstage. I've started working on it, so now we have piping that makes this waterfall happen.
I see.
Again, just to kind of sort of begin to carry this round here.
Okay.
With some stuff as well. So
makes sense now.
Yeah, but I don't know about the sort of view that you get from hippos. We're going to do a little bit of work here, I think, to kind of cover.
We could cover it up.
Yeah.
You could just make terrain and say it's a rock custom built over it.
Yeah.
Unless you really want to see the pipes. I mean,
no, not at all. No, like that was they just kind of went there to kind of
just you leave the back end so you can access them if you need to, and then you can have a fake rock over it. Someone suggested using terrain instead of.
Oh, for this.
Pieces? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you know what? I didn't really think about it until I started seeing your train work over here, and I think you could probably do it. Yeah, like this would be.
I mean, I
pretty
could try.
Good. Yeah,
but if you're, I mean, I don't want to. If you, I mean, I'm fine with the red.
I'm not particularly attached to it. It's just that the problem is these are really nice and flat.
Yeah.
And they just give a really nice texture that you can't really get with anything else in the game, you know.
Sure.
But they are red.
I tell you what,
know?
it will not be high on my priority list.
No, sure, no. I'm okay with how it is, and I quite like the fact the mix of rock and terrain work. Mm-hmm. I am very aware that I've used the same rocks over here. Oh, we have sea lions now.
Yeah.
Forgot to mention there we've got a little swimming one, and there's quite a few. You're right.
It's a large colony.
Yeah. Well, the problem is I wanted to stick them everywhere that they can go.
Yeah.
Oh, there's music. You can't hear that. I bet it's off this.
No.
They'll have really random, tin quartet for some reason.
That's the Star Wars music.
Yeah. There we go. That's animating.
Okay.
This
Well,
little dude here
just
splashes.
adding them in there adds a lot. I like it.
Yeah, definitely.
Have to have a sound effect of random sea lion barking.
Yeah, we need to get a few sound. We've only really got flamingos in. We need elephants trumpeting and alligators going
hissing.
I don't know. What do alligators do?
They
I'm
do
walking
that.
here. Like I don't know. I don't know what noise they make.
They say that.
And meerkats going. You won't get this
singing
joke.
Hakuna Matata.
No, you won't get this at all. But meerkats in the UK go simples. That's what they do.
Yeah.
That means nothing. Yeah, UK people will get that one. Cool. Right, let's wrap up. Thank you so much for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a like. Usual stuff. Subscribe if you're not already. Obviously, subscribe over to Masters. Link will be in the description for episode number 10. All the even episodes actually are all over there on his channel. So if you ever, every now and again, I'll get a comment like, "Where was number 6?" It's like, wow, keep up. And also a really cool Parkitect series going on at the minute. Which I'm enjoying.
Right back at you, buddy.
Yeah. Which is Parkitect's awesome, right? I know we shouldn't really mention this on a Blanco video, but I'm really into it. You know,
it's so much fun.
It's such a nice shift from this because of how you can just get stuff done in it, right?
Yep.
That's what I like about it. I think is that you can quite quickly get some really decent results.
This takes a certain amount of. Like, it sounds awful to say effort, but. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. No, I love that. Whatever that game is, Parkitect.
whatever.
Can't talk today.
What was that? Oh God, RollerCoaster Tycoon's come out with a new one, hasn't it? Adventures or something, I think it's called.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah. It looks terrible. Anyway, we're right. Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.